Operation Barnabas is a 7-week missions trip that is actually a ministry training where you'll go out and you'll do programs such as puppet shows, pantomimes, activities for church and serving in the church. But aside from that, the whole point of doing that is to show people the love of Jesus.
There were some people in my youth group that had gone on the year before, and just seeing the change in them was incredible. When they came back, they were like these entirely new people that had so much joy and passion for Christ. I wanted to be a leader in my school and in my community and in my church, and I knew that going on Operation Barnabas would help me with that.
Operation Barnabas, I think a lot of people think that it's just a performance team, and in reality it's a ministry training team. And what we mean by that is that 2/3 of every day, students are going to be actively involved in ministry with the local church or in the community that they're in. What it's really all about is that students are saying, I need to stretch out of my comfort zone and try something so that it will continue that discipleship process that I know that I get in my local church, that I have with my mentors. But when you are able to do the discipleship process for 40 straight days, 24/7, that's where we get to really see results with the idea of training and then sending them back. So it really is a discipleship program on steroids because we're able to devote 24/7 to that endeavor.
Operation Barnabas came about because we want to see an opportunity for churches to train their students in how to minister. You send us your young person and we will train them in order to send them back to you. We would like somebody who has a love for God, has a desire to follow the Lord, but we want something more. We want somebody who's teachable enough to say, I recognize that the most important thing in life is not me. The typical student is one that wants to grow, but we want them not just to be growing spiritually, but we want them to learn to minister.
I think what changed the most when I was on OB was my confidence level when it came to talking to people about Jesus. Because honestly, at orientation, I didn't know how to articulate my faith. I don't really know if I had concrete facts on of what I believed about Jesus and God and even how people got to heaven. Leaving OB, I have a better understanding of what it is to share our hope and share our faith and just talk about Jesus every day.
I just have an unquenched need to tell people about Jesus. That's one of the big things. Vocally leading is another thing that's just become a part of my life now. Being able to speak truth into people's lives, I was terrified to do things like that. But now I'm not afraid to talk. I'm not afraid to lead.
Probably the exciting part of being involved with Operation Barnabas is getting to see the maturity and the growth of students from the time they come at orientation until the time they go back and continue to make a difference for Jesus. That's certainly our goal. And that's an encouraging, exciting thing to see because we're able to take 40-some days and just kind of work through the discipleship process there and see that growth. And it's day by day. It's not like you see it from one day to the next, but you add a month and a half together, and we're grateful for what the Lord brings about during those times.
If you're on the fence about going on Operation Barnabas, I would say go for it. Don't be afraid, because not only is God going to use you to impact so many people, He's going to change your life too. You fall so much more deeply in love with Jesus because we have an hour with God every day where we can read our Bible, we can spend time in prayer, and we can really draw closer to God, and that was so awesome.
If you're thinking about applying, if you're on the fence about it, then you've got to try, you've got to go for it, because it'll be the most rewarding 6 weeks of your life.
I think it's the closest thing that here on earth we'll understand to heaven. The relationships and the community that we have there in your team is about as close as you can get to heaven, I would say.